expense. So the burden of proof is on the evolutionist, not on the creationist. We don't have to prove our theory. If all the taxpayers start paying for it, then we'll have to prove our theory. Meanwhile, burden of proof's on you. So I'll take any questions. If you think there's some evidence for evolution, I would like to see it. We're going to have a short break here, give you a chance to go potty, get a drink. But if you have some evidence, honestly, I would like to see it. Okay? But this it almost always degenerates into an ad hominem attack on me. I'm not the issue, okay? Where's the evidence for evolution? Because that's the theory being taught at taxpayer expense, okay? Thank you.
My name is Josiah. I'm an astrophysics student. My question is, can you give a scientific definition of a kind? Not examples of what different kinds are, but as definition that can be applied universally.
Well, the Bible says if they can bring forth, they're the same kind. I don't know that I can define exactly where the kind border is in every place, but keep in mind, the question is a little off topic because the creationists are not asking for their view to be taught. The evolutionists are asking for their view to be taught. And I think it's obvious to anybody involved in any genetic experiment or anybody breeding cows or corn, there are limits to the variations, which is what I brought out. So I don't think the burden of proof is on the creationist to necessarily prove what a kind is. However, with keeping that in perspective, the burden of proof is on the evolutionist. Now, I think that since the Bible says if they can bring forth, that is, reproduce, they're the same kind. It could be that animals have diversified, like Alaska rabbits and Florida rabbits can no longer interbreed. Okay, but they're still obviously the same kind. They could originally interbreed. So I will say the definition of a kind is those that in the original creation, 6,000 years ago, were able to cross, to mate and bring forth. Rabbits can mate and bring forth, but they can't mate and bring forth with a dog or an elephant or a whale or a banana. I think in 99.9% of the cases, it would be obvious to a 5-year-old which animals are the same kind. There may be a few tough cases, understand, and that's a good place for biology to do research. But the fact that there are a few places the creationists may not be able to define does not prove we all came from a rock 4.6 billion years ago, to keep it in perspective. So I guess the best answer I can give is the Bible says if they can bring forth, they're the same kind, if they originally were able to bring forth, okay? Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Stephen Getz, and I'm an economics and history major. And I was interested in your response to this. Your main approach seems to be from a public policy perspective, insofar as you believe that evolution is given an unfair advantage in public schools and creationism is not.
Oh, no. Let me take one part of this question at a time, so it doesn't get too convoluted. As far as public policy, I'm just simply saying it ought to be not only public policy, but common sense. We shouldn't lie to kids for any reason. So, no, it's not a matter of I think creationism is not giving a fair response. I think I think lies are being taught to support the evolution theory, so don't misconstrue my position, okay?
I accept that.
Okay.
Given that, I would also like to say that science, as I was taught in school, tends to believe in theories, and insofar as I can explain that, I'd like to say this. Newtonian physics was believed by Sir Isaac Newton to be the explanation of the motion of bodies. At a later point, Einstein found that the theory of relativity better explained and explained why Newton was true. So science, you could say, has a series of theories which we teach of a certain paradigm to students. And at a time when a theory becomes disproven, we therefore explain, okay, why were elements of the previous theory correct? Now, I don't see why the theory of evolution being taught in the schools is wrong, because if there was a possibility that the scientific method, for example, proves the theory of evolution wrong, why would we not simply displace the theory of evolution just as Newtonian physics was?
Right, so let's take one part of the question at a time, because it'll get too convoluted, okay? I did not say that evolution should not be taught. I said lies should not be taught. My whole point was, the evidence for evolution is all lies. Stop teaching the lies. I never said evolution should not be taught. So you're building what's called a false dichotomy here. It's not the choice there, okay?
But how is it a lie?
I know, I didn't say evolution's a lie. I said
how is the evidence a lie?
The evidence, as I showed you tonight, the gill slits, everything.
Those aren't lies, those are theories. Like, I don't get why you call it a lie. Like, I don't see how you call it a lie.
The textbook teaches the kids that the embryo growing inside the mother has gill slits. Okay? That is not true. That is a lie. Stop teaching that. If they tell you the whale has a vestigial pelvis, it's not needed anymore, that is a lie. Stop teaching that. If they tell you the python snake has vestigial hind legs, it's proof for evolution, that's a lie. Stop teaching that. Now, if you end up with nothing left to support your theory, well, I'm sorry. Get a new theory. That's the way science works, okay?
Okay, but I
What-
consider
what
lie
happens-
an ad hominem attack, which you were saying that you don't approve of.
No, I didn't
Because
say...
lie implies intent.
You're misconstruing here. I did not say evolution should not be taught. I said they shouldn't use lies to support their theory. How many heard me say
Making
that?
a value judgment about what a lie is. Making that value judgment puts you in a position of construing their intent. And by doing that, you make an ad hominem attack. Just logic.
I said 5 or 6 times tonight, either this author is lying or he's ignorant about the truth on this. He's ignorant about whale anatomy. How many heard me say that? Okay? He's either ignorant or lying. Either way, it's not true. It ought to be taken out of the book.
In your opinion, it's not true.
My opinion's not true.
Hi, my name's Adam. I'm a chemical biology major, but I don't want to ask you about that kind of stuff. I was just kind of curious, at the beginning of your presentation, one of your main points, I think, and I know you're saying that you're not saying that evolution shouldn't be taught in schools and stuff like that, but you said one of the reasons why evolution is being taught is so that we can stop believing in God because we don't want any more rules.
Okay, now, let me take one part of this question at a time.
Okay.
I agree. That is my opinion.
Okay.
That that's the reason people choose that theory. However, I did not at any time say tonight that evolution should not be taught.
Right.
I said they shouldn't use lies to support their theory, and we need to define what we're talking about. This word evolution has quite a few different levels or stages or phases, and I named the 6 that I classified it by. So the first 5 are purely religious. They are not scientific, and they should not be taught as part of science. Nor should lies be used to support a theory. Simple. But go ahead. We'll take one topic at a time.
Okay, so I was just wondering, like, if you would be in favor of any type of creationism, or specifically like Christian Bible-related creationism. I mean, what if there are other sets of rules, but they don't happen to be the Christian Bible set of rules?
Okay, is your question, am I in favor of the Christian set of rules or Bible being taught in schools? Is that what you're implying?
No, just that, no, I'm not even really concerned about whether or not it should be taught in schools. I was just curious about your opinion on this matter.
I, without question, believe the Bible is literally true and scientifically accurate. I believe the Bible is right in every respect. I believe that is the basis for the foundation for our moral system. That's the foundation for our country 225 years ago. But I'm not asking for that to be taught in the schools.
Right.
So the burden of proof is not on me.
Right. No, I was just asking your opinion on that.
Sure. No, I believe the Bible is true. And
So if you were to have a creationist school, right, where it was taught, would it teach all kinds of creationism or simply Christian creationism?
Well, I don't think it's possible to have any type of school without some kind of morals being introduced. Just teaching in general automatically implies morals. You can't say this is wrong or 2 + 2 is 4.
Right.
That's your opinion.
Right.
Okay.
But I'm saying, what if you have one moral system versus another moral system?
Well, that's why the bigger question comes up. Should we have public schools, number 1? Okay. If we should have them, if we should even have them, then what should be taught? I mean, in a Muslim school, they're going to teach the kids one thing. In a Buddhist school, they're going to teach what they want taught. What if everybody went to private schools and everybody taught what they really, it goes back much further than this. Who has the responsibility to educate? It's the parents, not the state. When you descend into a state-run institution, the state's going to impose their morals. And what we have here is a state institution imposing their morals. So really, all the parents should educate their children, or if they want to get together in a collective school of Mennonites or Amish or Buddhists or Catholics, then they can have their own school. But what's happening here is all of the taxpayers of all faiths are being required to pay for one religion to be taught.